So there's always been one car that I feel like I have always absolutely loved that everybody just seems to hate. There's a Subaru in the background. But I've always loved this car. I've experienced it a ton, and I've never understood why it has so much just hatred in the car community. And that car is the BMW i8. And I think these are actually really incredible cars, and for the price you can get them now, they're an insanely good deal. So let's talk about it. This is my buddy's BMW i8. This thing looks absolutely amazing in this blue color. And I really feel like these are some of the best cars that you can buy for around $50,000 to $60,000. And I want to tell you why that is. I think one of the most obvious reasons is the styling of the i8. This thing just looks incredible, and I feel like even for a car that's getting close to 10 years old now, it still looks amazing and looks like it could be from this year. Just look at the back end on that with those LEDs going through with the doors that go up. And I even feel like the interior is not that bad. The interior that has this like cool like triple layer styling to it, and with those headlights in the background, kind of looks pretty majestic right now. And I don't know, tell me what you think about the styling of the car. I think it looks great. Also, if you don't know, the i8 has a full carbon fiber body and monocoque and everything, so you can see on the doors this like carbon weave going through everything. There's carbon fiber all through here, and again, this car's like, you can pick one of these up for like $50,000. It's insane for having a car that's like full carbon fiber, but also 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. Has almost 370-ish horsepower, 369 I think is the number. And this car is just as fast as my BMW X3 M40i with the tune on it, and people have never once said that my car is a slow car, and this car is just as fast as it, so I don't know why people complain about this being a slow car. But I think these things just look incredible. Like, I would not complain rolling up to any car meet in a car that looks like this. Which, matter of fact, I'm actually going to be going to a car meet in this car after I finish filming this video, so I'm putting my money where my mouth was. I'm super happy pulling up to a car meet with this thing. But one thing we should address, I feel like that really hurt this car's reputation, was the price that it was brand new. And I really feel like that's what hurt it the most, because this car brand new was like $130,000, $140,000. For the Spider version, it's closer to like $180,000. And for that price, the car's not worth it. There's so many other cars you can get for $180,000 that are much better than this car. But like I said, for the price they are now, for the $50,000 that you can pick these up for, incredible deal. And these things drive so nice. They're actually really fun to drive. And so we're gonna go be taking this thing out, and I want to show you just like, it's just a really fun car to drive around. I don't care that it's hybrid with a 3-cylinder, all that stuff, like, it's still a fun car. And we're gonna drive it around and check that out. This is the key for the i8. It's a little weird like square thing, but it does have a kind of usable trunk. I can fit my camera bag and stuff in there, and it has a pass-through into the interior. But close that up, and we'll check out the interior a little bit more. Let's hop into the i8. Let's close this passenger door, and it has these really cool gull-wing doors. You shut like that. Let's hop in here, and full transparency, the i8 is the hardest car to get in and out of any supercar I've ever been in. And this isn't like a supercar, I get it, don't at me in the comments, but still. You have to put your feet in, put your other foot in, and then sink into the car. And the reason you have to do that is because this like wheel well right here is almost like a foot thick, and also it sits above like your thigh. This is almost level with the top of my thigh, so you have to put your feet up on top, hop out, and then climb out of the car. So you never look graceful getting out of this car, no matter where you show up with it. But it doesn't matter when it looks really cool having butterfly doors that you can close like that. But let's check out the interior in here, turn on some lights. I think it looks really cool, to be honest, and I actually really like the steering wheel with like this piping that runs through it. Let's turn it on right here. It has the worst startup of any car ever. The engine doesn't turn on until you put it into drive and put it into sport mode. So there won't be any engine noise. You can't rev this car because when it goes into neutral, it turns the engine off. So I give it crap for that. You can't rev the car and the engine doesn't stay on. But yeah, you have to put the car into drive and then to sport to kick the engine on. I don't even know if you heard the 3-cylinder there, but the audio that you hear from the 3-cylinder is fake. It pumps it through the speakers anyway, so. But when you pop the 3-cylinder on, it pulls up like a different colored like dash, goes all red, pop it back to normal, goes to blue, turns the engine off like I was saying. If you put it in neutral, you can't rev the car. Oh, you actually can. You never used to be able to. Maybe these newer ones, you're able to rev the car, but it doesn't sound very good. Yeah, let's pop this door open and let's rev the car here. That's the thing with the car, like especially when, like I said, when it was brand new and it cost $180,000, getting a car that sounds like that, and like it's just, I get it. I get why I got hate when it was $180,000, but now that they're $50,000, I really don't get it. So yeah, but I think like the interior, super nice. Like you actually have all this nice like contrast stitching going through the whole interior through all this. On the dash, so there's nice LED lighting here and on all the doors, even like up on the dashboard here. Got your light controls right there, and not really much controls here. You just have the safety features on BMWs and then the hazard lights there, and nothing special on the door. Just got your cruise control and your voice and call talking stuff there. You do got paddle shifters to change your gears. And then I do enjoy how the climate control is physical buttons. You can actually change all the things. Does have heated seats. Not sure if I've seen one of these with cooled seats before. Maybe a higher spec one does, but I've never seen one with cooled seats. I think they only have heated seats. And then the screen isn't touchscreen, so you have to use this guy to do everything in the menu. And I don't think the i8 ever came with CarPlay or Android Auto, so I'll look it up and I'll put it over here if I messed up that info, but I really don't think they ever came with CarPlay, even the 2019 models, so that sucks too. I wish they would have provided CarPlay in these things, but again, if I'm wrong, cool, I'm glad they put it in there, but if I'm not, yeah. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna set the camera up over here and I'll show you how to get out of this car, because especially as a bigger dude, this car's not the easiest car in the world to get out of, so let me go put you up and climb back in and then climb back out and show you just how hard it is to get out. POV of how to get out. Put one foot here, other foot there. You can see my feet dangling. So you gotta push yourself up. Now I'm sitting on the wheel well, and then you get out and have to duck underneath the door. So let me get back in and show you just what that looks like. Then hop in, like here, put this like here, slide in. So make sure you're not wearing any pants with buttons on it. And then getting out, go here, on your feet, hook your elbow up here, on that side, tuck it over. Again, hardest car in the world to get out of, but you look cool when you pull up, but you don't look cool getting out of the car. But that being said, so let's hop in and let's go for a drive. Now there, the car started, and let's go for a drive. Go in here, throw this into drive by pulling it back into sport mode, and hear the engine kick on. Let's get going. So the i8 is, in my opinion, a wonderful driving car, actually. I've spent a lot of time in these, and I've never once driven one and thought like, like why do I have to drive the i8 today? It's always been actually a really fun time getting to enjoy them. I'm pulling off the street here. And one of the first benefits you actually find with the i8 compared to a lot of other like sports cars and supercars is just how much ground clearance you actually have in this car. I feel like when you look at the car from the outside, it doesn't look like it's a really tall car, but I have never once bottomed out with this car. And even my friend Chris, who's we borrowed it and it's been on the channel a couple times, he has a super steep driveway with like a big lip on the front of it, and I've like never bottomed out like bringing it back. And when I first saw the driveway, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this car into here. And it just pulled right up in. Like, had to go at an angle slightly, but it really wasn't bad at all. So I really don't know like how this car looks so low but also has so much clearance, but they just really do. And again, I feel like the 3-cylinder really doesn't sound bad. That audio that you hear is fake. Like, they do pump the speaker like sounds of the engine into the speakers, but I mean, again, for $50,000 in a car that everybody just stares at you in, I really don't have like a ton to complain about. And I have actually been eyeing one of these to buy and like have on the channel, just have for myself, because not only do these like look cool and they're really accessible price wise, but they also have all-wheel drive, so you can drive these during the winter. So I'd be able to enjoy it a lot of time in Idaho. For some reason, I just feel like people just don't appreciate just like how cool this car is, and have just given it crap. And I feel like a lot of people just hop on a bandwagon with wanting to hate the car, because it's just been a thing people do, is just hate on the i8, and they've hated on it since this came out, so they just hate on it. But I really feel like the only people that hate on this car are people that haven't driven the car. And the i8 is like one of those perfect examples that it's a car that you shouldn't hate on until you actually like get to experience it. You're in a low slung sports car that looks really cool, has the doors that go up. It's a car that I say looks way more expensive than it actually is, and you can get that for 50 grand. Like, I really don't see where you could go wrong with buying one of these. Now granted, I don't think I'd ever buy one of these without a warranty, just because it's safe and it's a hybrid, and I feel like I would say that for any hybrid. Paying to replace the battery in this car is pretty dang expensive. I think it's like a $15,000–$20,000 replacement if the battery does go out. So not cheap for having to deal with that. But you can actually pick some of these up for like 70 grand with a CPO warranty on it. And I feel like that's still a good deal of getting a really long warranty from BMW, and then still getting a car that looks the way this looks, performs the way it does, because again, this car actually drives really nice. And all that for 70 grand and have like the comfortability of a warranty. And you can pick up a Roadster for that much too. But again, the Roadsters were $170,000 not that long ago. So getting it for a $100,000 discount, and then you get something that looks like it does, and I feel like the Roadster looks so much better than the Coupe does. It's a good deal. It's a really good deal. And like I said, like driving dynamics, this car handles super well. It actually feels like it's on rails, which is like, for how big and heavy this car actually is, it's kind of impressive. And also for how small the tires are actually really skinny on this car, and I feel like bigger tires would help the car's look so much better. So that's probably something you can just add on yourself. But yeah, the car has like, I think they're close to the size of like a Toyota Prius's tires on the front. They're really not big at all. Again, one of those things that people were giving it crap for being as expensive as it is when it was new. But let's punch it right here. It puts you back in your seat. It says 0 to 60 is 4.1 seconds in this car, which I've never heard anybody, again, say that my X3 M40 is a slow car that's ridden in it, and they all giggle and laugh at it. And that car gets a 4 second to 60. So it's like, I don't know how people can say that my car's fast, but then can drive this and say that this isn't fast. And it's because it looks like it should be faster just from the outside looks, but you don't really need kind of much more than that. Like, and you can also get a stage 1, stage 2 tune for this car and like tweak the software and the batteries a little bit, and you can get, I think, about 440 horsepower out of this, and that would be a bomb car. Like, then you could probably get your 0 to 60 to like a high like 3.8 second or something like that, and you have a pretty like awesome car, I feel like, for that price and with that tune. And you know, these cars actually are pretty decently reliable, even tuned. I still just don't get what the hate for this car is. Oh, and another thing about the driving dynamics of this car, maybe not dynamics, just the usability of this car. The gas mileage that this thing gets is awesome. Like, I am ripping around in sport mode. The guy that gave me the car was ripping around in sport mode, and I'm averaging 30 miles per gallon right now. Like 30 miles per gallon for ripping around in sport mode. And if you put it into eco mode and just like drive it in a really chill way, then you actually get closer to like 40, almost 50 miles per gallon in this car if you drive it easy. It's insane how you can get 4.1 second to 60 performance, a car that looks like this, doors that go up, $50,000 price tag, and you get 50 miles per gallon in this car. I don't see like where the hate is. Like, I'm really trying to understand where the hate for this car is. And again, I think it comes from people that just have never driven the car and have never experienced it, and they're just bandwagoning what they think like is wrong with it. So that'd be my like thing that I would want you to take from this is like, if you are hating on the i8 and you're watching this video because you want to find out why you should still hate this i8, I feel like you're wrong, and I really feel like you need to go find one, test drive one, and make like your assumptions for yourself after you've driven it. And go into it unbiasedly if you can, because I really feel like you'll be impressed by what you get and just how fun it is. And I really just don't think you can go wrong getting one of these. So yeah, it's a good car, and I really wish it got more praise for what it is. So that will wrap up my thoughts on the BMW i8. I really feel like this car is amazing. It's quick, it looks amazing. I feel like the looks haven't gotten like out of date at all, even though it's almost 10 years old. You get close to 50 miles per gallon chilling in like eco mode, but if you put in sport mode, you still go about 30 miles per gallon. And I just really don't think you can go wrong with getting one of these cars at the price that they are now. I understand the price when they were brand new was outrageous, and they definitely were not worth that, but the price they are now is worth, I feel like, every penny. So I would say if you're really eyeing one of these, go get one. They're great and you can't go wrong. So that's going to wrap up my thoughts on the BMW i8. Thank you so much to Zach, the owner of this car, for letting me take it for a little bit. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really want to know your thoughts on the BMW i8. Has this video at all changed your mind on what you thought, or do you still think this car isn't really worth the money? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I really hope to catch you in the next video. Peace.